Hello, 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 everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever you decide to watch this. Welcome to another Tea Time with Tia for Geek Vibes Nation. I'm Tia, obviously. It is very gray out. It's been gray in New York probably for the last 2 weeks, and I think it's the perfect weather to just sit inside and be a bum. And also to watch plenty of movies and TV shows, which is what I've been doing. And if you heard that was one of my cats meowing at my boyfriend for a piece of his toast, I'm not kidding. My animals like things like toast. Very strange, but yeah, it's a really crappy day out. And yesterday, Wednesday, was a bit of a roller coaster when it came to, say, my favorite TV shows. And I'll tell you why in a second, but first, I can't forget that this video is in fact sponsored. We have a sponsorship with the coldest water bottle. So even though it's kind of chilly out and you probably want to grab that cup of hot cocoa, tea, or coffee like I am having right now, you still need to hydrate with some water. And the coldest water bottle also has tumblers, which is great for your hot beverages. So make sure you check down below in the description box. I will have the link with our affiliate code there. But as I was saying before, say hi, Paulie, by the way.
Hi everyone, sorry.
You can see his head there, but that's perfectly fine.
Sorry guys, I didn't mean to interrupt. That was me, pardon me. I was eating toast and then I had to just rinse my dish. And Sunny, for some reason, just meows at me constantly. Constantly. But as I was saying before, yesterday was like a roller coaster of emotions when it came to my favorite TV shows, because Narcos Mexico just got renewed for a third season. They said that Wagner Moura, who played Pablo Escobar, was coming back to direct a couple of episodes. Scoot McNairy was coming back. So I was pretty happy. I was like, yes, Netflix did something right for once, because they're still on my shit list after canceling all of the Marvel shows on there. And I was feeling pretty good until last night around like 10. I was on my computer. I was doing some work and I was scrolling through Twitter because I'm also a huge procrastinator. And I see comicbook.com put out a report of Peacock, whatchamacallit, canceled Brave New World after only one season. Now, I can't remember if I've done a video on Brave New World specifically, but I have definitely included it in my top 10s. I've done an article on it. I really enjoyed this Peacock show, which is, and I have my phone in front of me because I don't have all the information off the top of my head, but the show was based on a 1932 book from the writer, and I apologize, I'm going to probably mispronounce his name, Aldous Huxley. Maybe that was pretty good. But Peacock, Brave New World starred Jessica Brown Findlay, Harry Lloyd, Alden Ehrenreich, sorry if I mispronounced that, Hannah John-Kamen, and Joseph Morgan. And again, I really enjoyed it. It was very much a sci-fi, dystopian sort of show. I felt that if liked Westworld and you were feeling like you needed something to kind of satisfy that craving while waiting for the next season of Westworld, that Brave New World was a perfect substitute, but also stood on its own as well. It was all about this taking place in New London, where the society has progressed to a point of being polygamist, no marriages, there's no natural births or anything. They're very technologically advanced, but as nice as it looks and as if it's all harmony and all that stuff, it actually is just really is a society that looks to control their people by keeping them drugged every single day on soma. And things really kind of shake up when two of the characters played by Jessica and Harry go to the Savage Lands, which is essentially America at this point. And they call it the Savage Lands because at this point, America decided to not adopt their sort of new ways and kept things like marriage and monogamy, and for that, the New Londoners consider them savages. And at some point early in the show, one of the savages, played by Alden, named John, comes back to New London with Bernard, played by Harry Lloyd, and Lenina, played by Jessica. And when John comes back to New London with them, you know, his mindset is different. He begins questioning things, and slowly all of the characters in this show start questioning their position in the society, questioning society in general. There's a huge like caste system in place in New London. When you're born, again, you're not really born, you're like an embryo that they like artificially inseminate with levels, like you could be a beta, an alpha plus, and all of that. And you even have the workers, one of them played by Joseph Morgan, who are essentially treated like the lowest of the low, as if they aren't even people or anything like that, with no personality. And slowly John starts kind of getting it where people like Lenina and Joseph Morgan's character, who I think it's like Jack or something, they start questioning their existence, and they start questioning like what's expected of them in the society, because this whole thing with New London is that everything is for the society. You're not really like an individual. You exist for the we and not for the I. And I love like the concept of breaking against that, because it's very much in the type of like spectrum of literature that I like to read. I am a huge fan of Ayn Rand's writing, and I love specifically her books such as The Fountainhead and The Anthem, which very much touches upon the whole thing of, at some point, society erasing individualism and people trying to break free of that sort of hive mindset and beginning to think of not to think of only themselves, but to rediscover themselves. And I think that individuality is an important thing and it should not be erased. And in Brave New World, it's all these characters kind of breaking free from a very structured society that only exists solely to keep them from not thinking. Like, you think to yourself, right, ooh, a society where everyone's, you know, free to have sex with whoever they want, and there's no such thing as like jealousy, and there's no such thing as like commitment or something like that. But in reality, the object of them having like constant orgies every single day isn't meant to be a freeing thing. It's meant to be a restricting thing, where they are so drugged up and so induced into this whole thing that they don't even think for themselves. They just go with the flow, and any sort of chance of having a meaningful relationship with someone is completely, you know, like cut off. And I just loved the concept so much of it, so much. I loved it. Like, it was definitely a little weird at first, and there were certainly some weird moments in the show, but overall I thought it was really good, and the ending was really surprising. Hang on one sec. I had to wet my mouth there. But the ending really was this huge cliffhanger. Not so much a cliffhanger, actually, just that it opened so much more. There was so much more of the story that was meant to be told in Brave New World, and now Peacock has decided to take that away from us. And I may sound a little like crazy here, but the only reason why I even got Peacock was because I really wanted to see this show, and I kind of got rid of my paying subscription. Now, admittedly, I paid for the year, so and you don't really like cancel your subscription with Peacock, you just go to like the free level. But because I had paid for the year, even though I went to the free level, it's like I still get their like perks for the next 10 months. So yes, Peacock did get my money for the year. It was only $49.99, but in 2021 it ain't gonna renew, because I'm sorry, Peacock really doesn't have anything else. Let me not lie, because I hate that. Making assumptions when you didn't see things. I have not watched their other originals, but when I was browsing through Peacock, I really didn't see anything else that I particularly liked. Any of the shows that they had, say like Law and Order and all that, I have on, say, like DVD, and I have it elsewhere, say on like the Google Play Store. So it didn't seem like it was really offering me anything else other than this show, Brave New World, that I really want to see. So now that it doesn't have Brave New World, I'm like, what do I really need it for? But my whole point is, like, I thought the acting was really good. I thought the concept was really good. I love Harry Lloyd. The first thing I ever saw him in was Game of Thrones as Viserys, which he played obviously like a little shit there, but he's a very good actor, and I don't think that he's really had his like comeuppance. Really, he played Professor X in the 3rd season of Legion. Now, I will admit I haven't watched Legion. It's on my to-do list. I heard that Legion was incredibly amazing. I'm not sure how many people actually watched it. I know a lot of people watch this. What I'm saying is just in like a everyday conversational like tone, I don't know who really has watched it, so I don't know people who have had sort of like an experience with Harry Lloyd, is what I'm trying to say. And I thought that Brave New World could be his way of kind of getting more into, say, a public eye, because he's acting alongside Alden, who people know from the Star Wars movie Solo. He's working alongside Hannah, who is very popular. She has been in Killjoy. She was in Ant-Man and the Wasp and other projects. And then Joseph Morgan, who played Klaus in the originals. So my point is that he was working alongside a lot of people who people know their names, and I was just excited for the chance of people knowing Harry Lloyd's name. But I loved his character, Bernard. I understand that everyone was kind of invested in John and Lenina's relationship, and Alden God, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, I apologize, but Alden is kind of like your stereotypical like good-looking guy, and so I think that fans really liked him and kind of focused on him and all that. And to me, I think Harry Lloyd is quite good-looking, and he's a good actor. So it's like, and what he brought to the table as Bernard was like really interesting, because you have this guy who is very much keeping level with like what's expected of him in society, but you could see that he as well is questioning. It's just that he's so, say, like uptight that he never fully allows himself until, say, he and Lenina are over in the Savage Lands and he's not taking his soma. It's like he's acting differently, and you see as soon as he gets back to New London and he's starting taking the soma again, he kind of isn't allowing himself to have those free thoughts as he did when he was over in the Savage Lands. And so, there was so much to explore at the end of season 1. His character has really transformed. There was this like really shocking twist, and I don't want to spoil it because you should still watch the show despite the fact that it's been canceled. And I guess the one like silver lining here is that NBC Universal is shopping the series around to other networks. I think that a lot of the reason why maybe Brave New World wasn't as successful as it should have been is because Peacock is such a new app, and we saw with Quibi that when you put all of your balls in one basket, pretty much it's in a new app that not everyone is seeing. It's people have Netflix, people have Hulu, and something like HBO Max is so huge because of their library and shit, but Peacock, Quibi really don't have a huge library, and we saw that Quibi didn't do well, and I don't really hear of anyone having, say, Peacock. It just kind of seemed more like a network who just wanted to get more money, honestly, from putting out their own app. That's just my opinion. It's your NBC, you already have a network. Why did you need an app? But my whole point being that I don't think that people really watched it because people probably didn't download the app because they were so sick of getting another app, and the fact that you had to pay to watch I believe the first 2 episodes are free of Brave New World, but if you want to watch the rest of the episodes you have to pay for a subscription. So I think that people were just pissed about that. So I'm hoping that maybe HBO Max picks it up, because it would be really good if HBO Max picked it up. Sorry, God, people, can you stop messaging me right now? But I would love if HBO Max picked it up, or anything else. It would just be really cool. I saw that it streamed on Amazon Prime in some countries, so maybe even Amazon Prime could pick it up. Here's my little begging section where I say, please, other networks, pick up this show, because I think that it was really good. I think it deserves another season. It certainly deserves to finish the story that it was looking to tell at the final episode. Everyone say hi to Lady. I'm sorry that I'm not paying attention to you right now, but I will as soon as I get off this, okay? But yeah, so pretty much that's my whole shtick here, is that I was just really upset that Brave New World got canceled after 1 season. Again, I was scrolling at 10 o'clock at night yesterday, and I was just damn it. I was so happy about Narcos Mexico announcing that it got renewed for a 3rd season, and then suddenly they decide to cancel one of my other favorite current shows, and it's the world giveth and it taketh away, as I guess Thanos says, perfectly balanced, but I didn't want it to be perfectly balanced. I wanted my cake and I wanted to eat it too. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. If you've watched Brave New World, I'd love to hear what you thought about the series, and if you are... Here you go. I'm just going to put you down for a second, lady. I'm sorry. Here you go. If you are upset as well that Brave New World was canceled, please let me know. I'd love to, talk to you about it. And hopefully there are a lot more fans than I think there are, and we can all be upset together. But please make sure that you like and subscribe. Please let me know what you'd like me to discuss next time. I will be watching a few movies today since it's all dreary and rainy out while I do work, and I just hope everyone has a great day. Have a very happy Halloween. Please stay safe out there, and I will talk to you next time.